Sorry about that, I'm back.
Now entering King's Row. Initiating match.
You know, I like, just like a lot of people, one of my favorite maps has definitely got to be King's Row, and that's mostly because I'm a Reinhardt main. I love Brawl. I love just getting in the front line, just swinging the hammer. And King's Row is known for Brawl. It's the king of Brawl. So I mean, I want to see Brawl obviously be a run from both teams, but that's just me and me being biased.
Ready for battle. Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
You need a healing. You need a healing. You need a healing.
It's a 1-0 Diving Phoenix.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
Oof. With the Diving Phoenix is giving up a lot of space, and that's a dangerous game in Brawl right here, especially with the Junkrat Hanzo, and just like that they're able to sweep in and clean up as quickly as they can.
Payload.
And Dylan's countering that by switching to a McCree. Yeah, I don't want to sound rude when I say this, but can you bring your mic up closer? I can't hear you. Ah, you're good. Ooh, early pick on the Mercy, so that means they're just down to back heals. Ooh, big shatter from Ramen, but both lamps are used. But Budweiser uses shatter the zone, but not much follow up with it. Ooh, Diva barely got out with her life. Use window but not able to use it, and because of that, Nat gets punished hard for that. Ooh, risky res, and it pays off. Until I said something. It's still an even fight right now. So far right now is in Diving Phoenix favor. Let's see if Diving Phoenix can keep it up, and it looks like they can. With the flank forward.
Alright, there we go. Sorry about that. People need to...
No need to apologize.
There you go.
Also, what I think Dylan needs to do is probably after the McCree, I think he should probably go Soldier, because Soldier has been super dominant with Pharah pocket. I mean Mercy pocket. Shatter is used, but it was blocked by Budweiser, only for him to get picked off by Lido. And once again, Diving Phoenix is able to hold. Looks like no comp changes so far from either team. So Diamond Phoenix, if it ain't broke, don't fix. And just like that, they get a big pick on their main DPS. And with a flank torp using ult, orbs down, but both teams, I mean, Diamond Phoenix has the res that they could use. Just like that. Not only that, so far it looks like Smurfs has the ult economy advantage, but they're dying too early to even get the chance to use ults. So let's see how they're able to combat that. Diamond Phoenix, they're playing very smart positionally. They're also just using ults and abilities before the Smurfs can, allowing them to get a pick and win the fight ultimately. What are your thoughts on this game going on right now?
It's just overall, it's just going back and forth right now. I do apologize in the meantime. My throat is hurting, so I'm starting to use a bit of the talk. So.
I'm just trying to say what I can to get my voice out there, and yeah. Ooh, big shatter, big block. Ooh. Budweiser coming with a huge shatter. Looks like no follow-up though because Ramen stopped it.
60 seconds remaining.
Ooh, early beat with only 3 people. Bear is back on. Looks like Dylan must have heard me because he switched to soldier. Oh, they got res off. But Mantis is able to follow up on it and kill the Mercy regardless. Double window, tire. It's looking like an ult dump economy right now, but it looks like Smurfs are absolutely picking it up to carry with it.
I will definitely say that with both teams are just like not really good. It looks like they're focused on firing, but for example, they left Lido and Victor just live, or just the time of
Ooh. Dylan got the early pick on the fair again. Does he have enough shield to break them? Alchemist. Oh no, that was that. Lido tried to throw a Q bomb only to get stuck on the floor. That's so unfortunate. I'm a Ryan player and I hate anything that happens like that. Oh, big shatter by Budweiser. Let's see what kind of follow-up we'll get on it. Looks like they got a pick on their main healer, the Baptiste. They use Lamp. They're just pushing and see what they can get with it. They put down Ramen. Looks like Torb is backing up on the back right corner to try and just stay alive and do coke damage so that the rest of the team can come in. And Smurfs are just starting to finally get their footing and get the pace on the ground rolling. And just like that, got a full cap with 32 seconds to spare.
Score 0-3.
Or something you think Diamond Phoenix could have done to combat that? I think that they probably should have swapped off the Pharah early, even if she had the barrage, because Dylan was specifically targeting her out of the sky, just making it a 5v6 at that point.
Oh, definitely. With that, it's just that the thing is, whenever you're playing Pharah, you want to play it really well with team positioning, otherwise you'll get punished really hard. Example for what Dylan did against Richard. Usually my rule is for myself is if the soldier or McCree or whatever hits can get the shot, I usually go swap off, but if they don't, I stay on it. But in this case, that Zombie Dylan has really good aim, especially when I've been on that opposite end. I'll be fixing after. I'll be fixing microphone volume after this map.
I didn't want to say anything. I didn't want to be rude, but I completely agree. Though Dylan, he is a good hit scam player. I play with him often. The only thing that he's really struggles with is beat me in a Widow 1v1. You know, just want to put that out there. But those of you listening, I'm good friends with Dylan in Outer Heaven, aka Mantis, so they know it's gonna be a joke.
1. Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
Diamond Phoenix still committing to the pharmacy. Let's see if Dylan's able to take her out again. Diamond Phoenix want to play the long road, but yeah, they have a more of a closer composition. I don't know how that's going to work out, but we'll see how it goes play by play. Ooh, Ramen shields broke. Let's see what happens. Ramen got the pick on the Junkrat, but also Alchemist got the pick on their Junkrat. So right now it's still a 5v5, wonderful for both sides. And I stand corrected. If Ramen's down, both shields are gone. Pharmacy's still up, Junkrat flanking the left side. Ooh, Junkrat got caught at a weird angle. Got punished for that. Looks like Diamond Phoenix is going to have to pull back for a little bit to regroup.
I do like that.
Ooh!
Side of Diving Phoenix. Now they're using that on window and doing heavy damage onto the other team.
Dylan doing Dylan things, and just taking the birds out of the sky. Right now, it looks like Smurfs has the definite ult economy advantage going on. With 6 versus 3, 4. Hire is being used. We'll see what kind of value we'll get. And who? Big ults from both sides getting big values. Looks like they're keeping Lido alive to stagger her. Big play by Smurfs going on right now, and definitely what I can say is that the 2 ults that they did were huge, massive, allowing them to win the fight. The issue with Diamond Phoenix, I would say, is that they're not getting the chance to use ults in these fights when someone gets picked off so early. Ooh. Big shatter. Tire was used. I don't think that was necessary. It was probably a panic one. But ooh, that's unfortunate.
Objective lost. Stop the payload.
Ooh, Window gets committed early into the fight, making Diamond Phoenix to take an off angle and hide, only for Ramen to get killed. Shatter gets committed, Reaper also gets committed, dies instantly for it. So right now it looks like that the Smurfs has the ult advantage because of the beat allowing them to have a more defensive ult.
Reaper was cut off in the middle of his ult.
That's unfortunate.
Cut off, allowing him to get rid of one
Into the iris.
Trans gets used early, wow. Ramen has just been killing it. Shatter after shatter. But in the end, Smurfs are able to hold tight and win the fight. Yeah, you could definitely see Smurfs is definitely backing up to try to get a full regroup and not play risky and try to play the poke battle when they're not at full strength.
I do like to swap over to those, yo. Those your Ryan would be more aggressive. I'm not sure about that was on
That was a big eat by Lido. I saw Lido just eat all the damage come through the window to help the team get through natural cover to kite out that window.
60 seconds.
Nerf this! All systems check.
And the tire gets two, apparently one through the wall. Both tires get committed just for this Smurf to get immediately destroyed.
30 seconds remaining. The payload has reached the checkpoint.
Smurfs have been holding really well. They keep getting the fights down to 30 seconds, but then they just end up ultimately losing the ult economy fights, allowing Diving Phoenix to ult dump in order to try to get the final cap. Oh, big shatter. And he blocks the high mid, but not that shatter.
I will say that
I see all. Oh wow! Budweiser takes the risky pen. And yet they hold it.
30 seconds.
We get some some swaps going on from Diving Phoenix. They switch to a Sombra to see either they get hacked Dylan, I'm assuming, or to probably contest last second if need be. Mantis using the tire, and it gets destroyed by Ramen. Both tires get destroyed. That is unfortunate for both sides. Big shatter from Budweiser, but no follow-up. They have to push if they want the touch. Let's see now. Yeah. It was unfortunate, but both teams played very well. In the end, it was a very close games for both sides, and I think that both teams played really great. I definitely like the comp up switches coming from both teams, and Dylan right there just absolutely shredding it with his hit scans ability. Just overall well played from both teams.
See, justice done is its own reward.
Alright, let's see here. What is the assault map this week? I am bad at remembering.
Trust me, I don't know either. Your memory's better off than mine.
I don't know, I made the fixtures, so. Apparently, I don't have really an excuse.
If you don't mind me asking you, what individual player has stuck to you the most, or just stuck out a lot to you?
Considering I've only seen like this first map, I definitely can't say a lot of them are, but I do want to say that hang on, I'm not even looking at player names right now. I'm sorry, I'm looking at something.
You're good.
Temple this week.
But for me, though, I definitely gotta say, as a Reinhardt main or a main tank main as myself, I will obviously be a little bit biased when it comes to just individual spectating. But I've been really amazed with Ramen's individuality, his performance, blocking shatter, creating shatter, taking space, blocking other abilities. I saw him block flashbang, I want to say like 3 times in a row. The guy has been playing very well from my point of view. So I really hope to see more of him, to see him keep it up.
So
And hopefully I get to see him play other
be-
things other than Ryan.
Let's see, John. Let's see, who's John in? Chuck, Robert, Richard, Strappenford. I do not know who John is. Oh, he's joining now.
I wonder what type of compositions are going to be run here, considering that they took out Ramen, since it looks like he's going to be the Reinhardt player. And they kept Button. I'm not sure what type of composition they're going to be playing with him, because from what I know, Budweiser plays a little bit of everything. So I wonder what type of composition that both sides are going to be wanting to play on both attack and defense, first and second points. I feel like regardless, though, it's going to be a very nice and interesting match between both teams.
Just making sure everyone's all set. Okay.
You get your mic issue fixed?
No, I will be doing that. Oh, just. Is that a little bit better?
That is a lot better. I'll be honest, that entire time during King's Row, I could not hear you. I would have to take my camera angle to a completely vacant part of the map just so I could try to listen to you.
Let's see here. Budweiser, Kipper, Magic, Zombie. I think everyone's all set.
The score's 2-0 Smurfs, right?
Is it really?
I believe so.
I thought it's 1-1 because Dive Phoenix took map 1.
I don't remember all of a sudden.
I'm gonna shoot you. Let me just ask someone for Alright, Sandbagging Smurfs is ready. Of course, my games decided to update today. I apologize.
It happens to the best of us.
This is what happens when you're gone for like 6 to 7 or 7 to 8 hours a day. Like, your games don't update.
I know, adulting, man, sucks.
Been there, I'm been there doing that right now, and it's horrible.
I think a lot of us could relate to that. Most of us in the league. I know there's a lot of youngins in the league that just aren't working just yet, just busy with school. And then there's a lot of people doing the opposite, and some even doing a mixture of both.
Alright, both teams are ready. Just so that everyone knows that I cannot change the names around because the original lobby owner was someone else.
Now entering.
So it'll we'll tell you. So blue team today is the Sandbagging Smurfs team, and red team will be Diving Phoenix. And we're on to this. So it should be definitely fun seeing what teams pull out on this map. I'm just kind of glad that my team's missing out this week on this map because we all hate it.
I just hate 2CP in general. I know a lot of people do, so I definitely don't blame them. But for maps like this, I personally like playing double barrier. You know, Ryan Sig, sometimes Arissa Sig. That's just a personal preference as a main tank. Because I like playing against that long range or playing that close range on the right side.
Definitely. I'm just really interested on this Arissa run composition.
Oh.
I don't know. I don't see it too often in higher gameplay, but I guess it could work if you play with your team and play together with Arissa.
I feel like the number one thing they're trying to do with Arissa is do a full combo with either Dynamite and or Fire Strike.
Yeah, that could be too.
But they have to be very precise when doing that because D.Va can just easily eat it and that combo's just ruined. Oh, they're going right side. SMTP strat.
SMTP straight on the point.
Oh! Just like that, Dynamite comes in huge.
That was a really clean fight between Sandbagging Smurfs and Diving Phoenix. They are proving
Yeah,
themselves.
Dylan, he just played in the position to where once he knew they were going, he threw Dynamite and just a big burst damage, and with Buttweiser throwing that Fire Strike, just a lot of damage follow up along with Magic Man. Now looks like we're going to be able to see a little bit of brawling going on. Oh, and they tricked me. They decided to TP top right to avoid that choke entirely. But there's going to be risky playing that angle right there with Dylan having completely free range. Just poking, getting damage off to get bombed. Just like that. And the Reaper just gets shut down immediately. D.Va's having a hard time trying to contest. But in the end, Dylan's prepared. OwO gets
really
committed.
On the Arissa ult window. They use window first and then they use the Arissa ult to finish up the fight, which isn't a bad idea, especially if the Arissa can get it back pretty quickly.
Diving Phoenix, their rotation, positioning, and ult, what was it, ult rotation, just working really, really well for them. It looks like Smurfs is having a hard time keeping up with it. Because from what I'm seeing, it looks like Smurf just wants to use the ability to get right past him, get right to point, and try to get a pick. But when that's not working, they now decided to switch to...
Right now,
Oh, Smurfs is just defending?
yes.
I thought it was Diving Phoenix.
No, Diving Phoenix is the one that's happening.
Well, take everything I said and swap the names.
Getting him more out is
But Immort gets taken down immediately, and big tire comes from the Junkrat. Just to clarify, you said Diving Phoenix is the red team?
Yes.
Okay.
And
I feel like an idiot.
It's okay. We've all been there, done that one or two times.
60 seconds remaining.
It's my debut day though, I'm not allowed to make mistakes.
Viper team.
Diving Phoenix is trying to take the high ground away from Dylan, but Dylan just relocates, but Richard gets a big pick on the Mercy. Two ults come out, Window and Bob. Bob is used to keep them off the point, and the Window is used to keep them off the high ground.
Magic's just in the back lane taking out two people, forcing Diving Phoenix to back up.
They're really struggling to take out their DPS with Dylan just absolutely just poking them from afar, getting big dynamite damage and Magic in the back line, and with Buttwise and Alchemist on the front line doing all sorts of things that they can do, just absolutely shutting down their John and Chuck, or fully Chuck, I mean. Oh! Big bomb, Buttweiser trying to shatter during the Diva Bomb, thinking that he was safe, but Diva Bomb, being a Diva Bomb, just can easily get you through a wall somehow.
Objective lost. New defense point. Objective B.
They did lose.
Alchemist.
On the side of Sandbagging, they did lose the shadow to the Diva Bomb, so it's coming definitely heavy. Earth will be able to possibly get him back.
Ooh, that's unfortunate right there. Big shatter. No follow up. Bob using contest.
Did get about a tick and a quarter, or not even that. So it's definitely a matter of maybe a push or two before they can fully get the
Diving Phoenix, they still got about 2, maybe 3 fights if they're quick about it, so they should have plenty of time to build up ults and just use it to their advantage. Dylan switched off the Ashe to a Soldier, so now we're going to see Soldier v Soldier fights. Val gets committed early into the fight.
Time to read my DPS.
60 seconds remaining.
Shatter. Several ults are being committed by both sides, but it looks like Diving Phoenix is the one. Oh, that I may have spoken too soon. Wow.
what a
Just like that, Dylan, Magic, and Alchemist just hold down the fort completely.
That was a really good turnaround for Sandbagging Smurfs there.
Magic, the Junkrat was just in their back line just doing damage, and whenever they turn their back, Alchemist and Dylan would just poke and just get damage and picks off it, allowing them to win it. I don't know how they did it, but they did it. I don't think they're going to have enough time to, if they want to go far left. They have to go main if they want to touch. Yep. Oh, big shatter. Iris gets used and Echo's going to see if she could touch last second and get shut down.
Visor and Bongo is dumb. I don't think it.
Soldier is one of the best DPS right now, so if you damage boost him, that's almost a guaranteed win. At least in the comp games I've been experiencing.
Helos are different. My Elo, we unfortunately deal with McCree and whatever else people feel like running. So. So it looks like Sandbagging Smurfs will only be needing about a tick and a half? Maybe a little bit under that?
Ready for battle.
If they want to take this map?
Looks like we're going to be seeing double barrier coming from John and Chuck.
Incoming in 30
Orisa Sig, the classic duo. I'm still really surprised with the Orisa Ryan coming from Budweiser and Alchemist. Yeah, both team compositions are going to be wanting to play poke, but with John and Chuck on Orisa Sig, they're going to have the upper hand when it comes to just straight up poke damage.
Going into Budweiser shield. Wow.
They want to get that high ground so they can play for Dylan, but with the amount of poke damage just coming from the Orisa, it's just going to shut them down as a whole.
Alchemist choosing to take out an offense with your away from.
The Alchemist gets demeched in their own backline, in their backline.
Magic in and takes out Alchemist taking out Big Rich, but both of them are out of the fight here.
Right now it's still an even fight with both sides and both teams, but Budweiser gets taken down. Dylan makes the comeback by taking out Chuck. It can still be anyone's game right now.
It looks like that I'm not sure if the tire or window were needed there. That fight was already won, but it was definitely.
Yeah, I agree.
It was, I don't know if they just wanted to use it because it was a wrap-up fight and they wanted to get everyone off point as quick as possible, or I'm not too entirely sure. Sandbagging Smurfs choosing to take the ball.
Ooh, Dylan takes out Rubber Duck and follows up with his zone visor.
That was a
Oh my god, Dylan, you're killing it, buddy. Shatter gets used as well. Comes up with the cap.
new defense point. Objective B.
All they need is really that tick and a quarter right there, and this map is theirs. They're trying to rush in since that Mercy shield's trying to spawn.
I mean, with 2 CPs, you do get the so it wasn't really
Yeah, that snowball effect. And it looks like the snowball effect is working for them, and the squash comes from Alchemist.
I hate that shit so much.
Have you ever been squashed as a Reinhardt? That is so embarrassing.
Yes, plenty of times.
I hate it.
What you see on the screen is false. It is Sandbagging Smurfs up 2-0.
Play of the game.
Nerf this!
I didn't even see that, to be honest.
He probably thought that it was too high up to kill him and he was behind natural cover, but Diva Bomb doing what it does just breaks all logic of the game. I know I asked you that at the beginning of the map, but what individual has stuck out to you the most so far, or at least in this game?
It's kind of hard to say because the only person that really stuck out so far is Dylan, but that's because he's played both the maps I've spectated. So.
And that's fair. I completely see why. He's been doing really consistent, really well overall, and he's allowing his team to do other things, allowing his team to push up, take space that he's able to use, and just do Dylan things.
Alright, we do have a new support coming in for, it looks like, Honey Biscuit. Alright, Thunder Farts coming in. Nice name, 10 out of 10. Okay. I do gotta swap sides here, so when whoever wins / loses, it's accurate for name-wise.
So what's the score right now? So I'm not confused.
It is 2-0 Sandbagging Smurfs. Red. Magic. I think that's all.
Honestly, so far, just that on Temple of Anubis alone, the person that stuck out to me the most was actually Alchemist, because I was just mostly and very impressed with Alchemist, with his Orisa play was a positioning, because you don't see a whole lot of Ryan Orisa, but Alchemist was playing in such a angle and position to where it shut down the other team from playing at certain angles, but at the same time he would also call it out, I'm assuming, and just let his team follow up on it. So overall, I thought Alchemist played very well on Orisa on that one, and that's the one that stuck out to me the most.
Yeah, he's been definitely playing really well, considering that like he's been on the off role and the off tank role and the main tank role. It's just like overall it shows that when you're able to do that, you show good flexibility for your team, and that's definitely what can probably push your team or like yourself to new heights that you've probably never seen. So it's definitely good to have, in my opinion, anyway.
Oh, and definitely that playing both sides of the roles definitely allows you to have a lot more knowledge and understanding of what the other position plays. So if you're playing one position, you can know and understand what the other position wants you to do and wants you to try to do. So allowing you to keep that in mind and hopefully be able to pull it off.
Definitely. Alright, I'm just waiting for swaps / readies from both teams, so just double checking. Yep. Oh, it's roots. I also gotta change the map. What a.
I was just about to ask, what's the next map again? Because I doubt these people want to play 2CP 2 times in a row.
It looks like it will be Route 66. So.
I wonder how each teams are going to be able to play this, because I'm assuming that they're going to be keeping Alchemist in, and with Alchemist on that Orisa, I would feel like that they want to play on top of gas station when they play defense to try to play that long range poke damage.
Oh, definitely. Maps. Let me make sure everything's on. Okay, it's on competitive rules. Cool, cool. Oh. Now we just need the readies.
I'm hoping to see some dive coming up here, but that's just me. I love seeing dive, especially dive v dive. It's one of the favorite things to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Lido has been really killing it as the diva player from what I've been seeing. Because on King's Row, I saw Lido deny a lot of res with boosters, take a lot of the high grounds, diva bomb, and just overall Lido has been impressing me with their diva. Alchemist has been impressing me a lot with their Orisa, and Ramen's been impressing me with the Rhine. But I'm a main tank. I focus on the tanks a lot, so that's bias on me, I guess you could say.
Alright, we do have it ready from the side of Sandbagging Smurfs. It's just waiting for Diving Phoenix. So. Alright. I'm just waiting for the ready. Not sure if what's going on, so I do apologize in advance if I do ghost sounds for a little bit. I am somewhat snacking before I actually eat dinner, so yeah.
Well, we appreciate you all saving our eardrums.
Of course. Okay, there. DP is ready, and we are starting now.
Traveling to Route 66. Initiating match.
Strozzold, I've been seeing that them play a lot of Torb, and they've been killing it. Seeing them putting turrets in a weird position to where other teams have to turn around in order to target it. It's just, I wonder what type of position they're going to play, or what type of composition they're going to be playing with them.
Ready for battle.
And there's Alchemist on that off-tank role like you mentioned earlier. And it looks like Smurfs are wanting to play the double sniper comp. Which both teams are wanting to play the double sniper comp, but let's see how both teams play it. And right when I say that, they switch. What was it? What was it? Caster's Curse?
Yeah. Something about right.
Yeah. Daddy Neezy, he was telling me about that. I'm like, what's that? He's like, oh, it's like right when you say something, it immediately happens the other way. We call that Caster's Curse. So with Lido playing that high ground there, it gives him a lot of natural cover and long range. The only downside to it is that it gives the attacking team so much free space and open area for them to push the cart. That's the one thing you always got to keep in mind when you want to play on top of the gas station. Alchemist goes in to try to poop one off the high ground to apply pressure. Lido rotates, drops. And Holy Chuck is D-mech, only for Dylan to kill her out of mech. Alchemist is trying to contest Rubber Duck, but Mantis does the job for her. And stops the res. Gotta give props to Lido for trying to stay alive as long as he could on that point. And it looks like the entire team got bad spawn except for Rubber Duck and pays the price for it. Looking at ult economy, it looks like Diving Phoenix is going to be coming up with Window, but that looks like just about it. While the Smurfs are coming up with 2 offensive ults and a Shatter. And Dragons gets used immediately. Takes out the Rhine. Budweiser takes out the Baptiste. And it looks like that Smurfs are just starting to collapse on them. And just get pick after pick to clean up the fights.
I will say there's have been really great like team fights from the side of Sandbagging Smurfs. Like, they're just like consistently able to push the cart forward while the rest of the team pushes up.
Okay, Budweiser, I did not know you could do that. I will keep that in mind for when I want to do that. Shatter gets used by Budweiser, but it doesn't get much value. Lido pays the price for it.
On the side of it does get taken out by zombie don't have Budweiser. Bob going down as well, or being used. So multiple fights, or 2 ults were used on the side of the dead trying to contest that fight with the both either taken out or weren't really that great, I would say, but overall they're just kind of the best.
Mantis gets the early pick on the Junkrat, it's allowing them to just have free reign. The Window comes out from Diving Phoenix and just pushes the rest of the team back. Ooh, XL Flames, X Flames does not make it out of there sadly. And because of this, it seems like Rubber Duck is able to get the pick on Budweiser, and now it seems like Diving Phoenix is able to clean up the fight and get back on the defense and hopefully position himself for the next fight. And it looks like both teams are starting to build up a decent amount of ults. We got Lido with the Shatter, we got the Junkrat for Diving Phoenix starting to come up with higher, but on the other side you see Mantis has Dragons already and they have beat for a defensive ult. And just as I said, ultimates are being committed, no value from either side. Oh, and the Junkrat for Diving Phoenix gets taken down. And wow. Smurfs have been playing very well today. Oh. Big tire, big pin, big ult being thrown from Diving Phoenix.
It looks like they will be able to hold here. Just trying to make sure that caster's curse doesn't come through.
I'm afraid to say anything now because of the caster's curse. I say one thing and it immediately happens. Diva Bomb gets committed by Smurfs. But it looks like they did not have lamp for that. No, they did have lamp.
Now by 2-8.
And Lido tried to use Shatter there. But dies for it.
I don't have a death kit.
I don't think they're going to be able to touch, especially with Dylan just shooting right there, shooting them. That was a very good push by Smurfs, just overall very well balanced on how they did everything.
0 to 3. Switching sides.
What are some things you wish Diamond Phoenix would have done defensively to try to help counter that?
Initiating.
I definitely would have said probably a little bit more different swaps than that, like the Ashe, because the Ashe may be good, but Terran, it's just like Ashe is only good on only after a certain amount of points or a certain amount of after time, because you want to be able to like help your Ryan in the front line, taking out that shield and allowing him to get like good shatters overall, or maybe just. Well, it's just damage in the front line, mainly is what you want.
Yeah.
Because if you win that front line game, you pretty much win the game. To be honest.
Yeah, it looked like both Rubber Duck and how do you pronounce it? Strozal?
Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
I guess
It
so.
seemed like.
If you guys watch this back, where you apologize for the mispronunciation of names. So, and feel free to correct
It's
us.
my first time casting. I'm not too familiar with Tier 3 to be honest. But it definitely seems like that both teams were wanting to play the long-range poke composition, but it seemed like Diamond Phoenix were just not able to set up in enough time to really play that poke typing composition. So it allowed Mantis and Dylan to get into position and poke the damage for them.
It's just in, I've been told it was Strozol.
Strozol. Mantis gets picked early but gets res for it, but Lido pushes in on it and gets Buttweiser.
Diamond Phoenix is doing what Sandbagging did to them at this point, pushing up and getting a quick team wipe.
Yeah, on that front line, it looked like Buttweiser was by himself while everyone else was playing that high ground to try to poke. But in reality, that just gave the other team the chance to push in on Buttweiser and just poke him out and pick him.
Get into position.
Buttweiser gets to pick on the Moira, and Dylan gets to pick on the Soldier, and it looks like Smurfs is going to be able to hold this point. And of course, Caster's Curse.
It does look like
All systems checked out. This will
I'm
heal.
trying to get that squad shatter.
No, maybe my... Looks like my comment might be able to stand, saying that Smurf might be able to hold. Maybe. No.
All systems checked out.
Yeah, and Diamond Phoenix had, of course, proving wrong, and a cap point away from Smurfs.
A little bit, about a minute, about a 30 to 40 minute less time bank than what Sandbagging Smurfs had, but they can. I definitely see them being able to push up if they play their cards right.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And it looks like Lido's wanting to take the high ground away from Buttweiser and them, but yeah, Buttweiser has dropped, and now they're meeting them at the payload. Looks like Smurfs has the ult economy advantage right now with 3 ults coming up. Make that sit 1.
They did use Pfizer in Dragon.
But they also have Buttweiser with Shatter coming up as he uses it. With Lido's hammer swings and the coalescence, that Reinhardt was in for a hurt.
Oh, they did. Flames does get the res on the Buttweiser, but they definitely have a right now, so that's definitely a big plus if you have that shield thing. Even though it does look like the shield is pretty quick.
Ooh, Chuck gets the pick on the Mercy that was trying to pocket Buttweiser, but Mantis has been getting the picks. Let's see, and Dylan gets stuck up from behind. High Noon gets committed, but doesn't find any big value with it. And Smurfs hold point here. Unless the caster curse comes in immediately. I'm seeing McCree over here taking the flank on the bottom left. Let's see what he's trying to do.
This is my will.
Buttweiser just pushing straight into the front line, trying to take the space, prevent them from having it. Dragon gets submitted, and you do not want to be in that little hallway when he uses it. Freeze in the back line trying to get some poke damage and picks with it, and it looks like he finds Dylan. Strozol gets the pick on Mantis, but Buttweiser gets the pick back on the Rubber Duck. Right now, it seems like an even fight right now, but Shatter gets committed, Diva Bomb gets committed, and it gets overall big value on both sides.
Get into position.
Will the Moira be able to escape?
Looks like it.
Wow. I honestly thought Alchemist's booster was going to get further to where that Alchemist was able to do enough damage from that distance to get the pick. Lido's going to have Shatter and use it. Oh wow, Lido gets the 2 picks and Strozol gets the visor picks on 2 of the members of Smurfs, and Chuck just punches Buttweiser.
30 seconds remaining.
I don't think, Smurfs are not going to have enough time to contest this. But with such a large gap in time bank, it still could be anyone's game.
It's not that large of a time gap. It's definitely not as big as it is to be. But they definitely did. Sandbagging did do a good job of holding that point to get as much time off of.
I agree. But in the end, it could still just be anyone's game. And oh my gosh, big ultimate from Smurfs being committed.
They shattered Thundersharks who responded with a coalescence, so we managed to get 3 in the process.
60 seconds remaining.
That was a great play by the Thunder Farces Koa straight into their front line, force them to back up, and looks like the Smurfs has a lot of ults coming up right here. They got Shatter, they got Dragons to pressure them out. Visor gets committed. Will it find any big pick values? It gets protected by Lido's shield. High Noon comes in. Will it find any value? The answer is no. But even Bomb gets committed on both sides as well. Oh my gosh, Alchemist killing it.
I will say during that, while they did choose to push up top, and they had no one on the card, so they were roughly not getting any push value out of it as well. And
last fight, and it seems like Smurfs has the ult on the advantage. Dragon gets committed to try to force him off heart. Visor gets used to try to get a pick to push up. Shatter gets committed. Also, and from both sides being hard committed since it is last fight.
Is pushing Inch to get it as far. Navi Dylan was switching over to the Tracer and outer heaven.
I definitely like the swap on the Tracer, but that's obviously me biased on me. I like seeing the very mobile characters go at each other like that. The light of that Shatter and it gets used immediately. Heat gets committed. And it looks like Diving Phoenix is able to cap it. But with a time bank difference of 2 minutes 20 seconds. That's... Well, let's see how both teams handle this situation, because I've seen situations where there's a minute left and they full cap, and I've seen situations where there's 5 minutes and doesn't even get first tick on Kingdro.
I've seen like 5 minutes possibly on the clock and then goes to like 9-9. So, you know, anything could happen at this point.
Absolutely, this is still anyone's game regardless of time bank. It's just how both teams play and position themselves.
Ready for battle. Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
I'm just curious on what Sandbagging Smurfs is gonna do here. Are they gonna hold close, or are they gonna choose to hold far where they were?
Looking at their composition, I could definitely understand if they want to play far, seeing how they have Dylan and Hanzo. I had Dylan on the Soldier and Mantis on the Hanzo, so they're going to want to play, you know, the distance and a weird angle type pokes in order to try to get picks off of it to allow their tanks to push up. But what we see on Diamond Phoenix is we see the Diva come in as well and spin in, but the DPS is different. You see McCree and Soldier, the Tracer, man, they're all the names. Hey.
Shoot you down. Get through this. Routing towards forward barrier.
But why the shields aren't really broken?
30 seconds.
And it gets picked off. But Dylan, Thunder Torch are starting to come back, picking up both healers and now the tank. And it looks like Smurfs are able to hold for now. Let's see if the Diamond Phoenix is able to come in time and touch. They got Strozel on the side trying to touch last second. Dylan has just been uncontested on that high ground so far. Just like that, Smurfs are able to hold it.
Score 3-3. Switching sides. Initiating match.
I wonder what type of composition Diamond Phoenixes want to play, considering that the payload is so close.
Ready for battle.
I mean, if they really want to be able to get a couple fights in, or maybe like even hold, they would have to play like really close to this, very close.
Attackers
Oh, definitely.
incoming in 30 seconds.
I don't know if spawn camping would be a really good idea, depending on how well Sandbagging can like coordinate against it.
Yeah. From what I'm looking at, it looks like Smurfs, the Sandbagging Smurfs, they've been really liking that double sniper composition on just about all the maps and having Mantis on the Hanzo.
1. Attackers incoming.
And it looks like a Diving Phoenix is want to play that long range type of comp.
Now we got baited by Dylan. He chose to go to Soldier again.
Of course.
Yeah, this is...
Time to raise my
Even choosing to hold right here at this corner might have been a not so good idea, considering that they only have to get it so far now.
Oh, Strolzo gets the pick on Mantis though.
Really good pick.
Yeah.
Get into position. Get through this. Time to raise my APM. Routing power to forward area.
Ooh, Lino gets picked off. They don't have, they have the Mercy, but I don't think the Mercies want to go in and res that.
They're coming out from that way.
Unfortunate Ana. Solo shattered and then fire strike.
Will anyone from Dyson be able to touch?
I don't think anyone's able to touch. Strolzo uses a Noach gun to get away earlier. And just like that, Sandbagging Smurfs take this one.
Well, they take the series.
Oh, they do?
Yep.
Play
This
of the
is
game.
3-1 Sandbagging Smurfs. Oh yes, this from Alchemist. I think I've got an idea for tank and support for MVPs, but I do want to see everyone else's like nominations.
Oh, absolutely.
Of course, I'm probably not gonna do interviews tonight. I'm personally tired, so.
Yeah, I get that. You, like I say, you had a long day, so I understand.
I apologize.
There's no need to
I forgot to
apologize.
send that back to lobby. As we wait for the MVP noms.
What was the final score again?
31 Sandbagging Smurfs.
Alright. Overall, though, like I said earlier, I've been very impressed with how both sides have been playing and reacting to different compositions and map placements. And overall, for this being my first commentary game, I'm glad it was this one because this was a very
MVP
enjoyable
noms
map.
from definitely. So MVPs from Sandbagging Smurfs are Nat and Richard, and MVPs from Diving Phoenix is Alchemist and Honey. Okay, so I'm gonna definitely, my tank is gonna be definitely Alchemist tonight. He played really well tonight for swapping between roles and just being overall like helping butt in the front line is huge.
There's one tank that I wish I would have been able to see more of. I know you weren't able to watch the first map, but from what I saw, this individual really stuck out to me. It was actually Ramen Hub. I wish they would have played a little bit more because I really liked how they played Ryan.
I do believe.
He played map 1 and 2, and I was really impressed overall with his Reinhardt. So
definitely.
personally, I would say Ramen, but sadly we weren't able enough to see him. So I would also go Alchemist.
I would have definitely wanted to see at least 1 or 2 more maps of him, just to see how well he does, but I think Alchemist will be our tank MVP tonight, as long as you're okay with it.
I second that motion.
For support, I do want to go with, I want to say, I'm trying to think here.
Nat's, when he was playing BAP, his lamps and windows were very very valuable. Every time he would use ability, it would get a huge amount of value.
Nat
So
is
I could
a.
definitely see.
I will say Nat is a her. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry, I had no idea. Well,
It's
Nat,
alright.
she was playing very well as Bap.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I think support. I'm gonna go with Alchemist for tank, Nat
Hmm.
for support,
I agree.
DPS. I'm stuck between Outer Heaven and Dylan because Outer Heaven did well tonight too.
As personal friends of the two of them, I can't give it to them because so I could be mean to them. But as a commentator, I would definitely have to give it to Dylan because Dylan overall really stuck out and was the playmaker of that team whenever he was in. So I would have to give it
But
to Dylan.
if it wasn't for like that one small pick from the apart from the opposing side from like the second DPS to help Dylan get that playmaker. Too, I always look at the background stuff too because overall I think it's just a thing that I like to do. So I want to say maybe even I do want to say that Magic did play good tonight, but I think he only played one map. So
Magic?
Magic Man.
Yeah, he played on Temple of Anubis as Junkrat. But for DPS, I'm gonna have to give it to Dylan, the man of many suits.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I can agree with that one.
So our MVP noms are Alchemist as tank, Dylan as DPS, and Nat as healer. Is there an honorable mention?
I want to give it to Strozel. He did pretty good too. I think he had
Yeah,
very impactful moments
Strolls.
too.
If I remember correctly, I think he was the Torbjorn, and he was killing it as Torb. But and as a tank player, I always look at the tank. So yeah, I don't really know much about DPS and healer. But yeah, Strolzel was definitely doing good as Torbjorn.
Oh. So double checking everything. So Alchemist for tank, Dylan for DPS, and Nat for support. An honorable mention to Strozel. So I think that's all. Yeah.
They're asking for interviews. Nah, I'm just going to tell them that not right now. But yeah, if you don't mind me asking, how was my first casting experience? I know I got a lot of words jumbled up, and obviously at one point the name's completely backwards.
No, overall I think you did really well. So.
I'm not too familiar with Tier 3, but I will definitely get myself familiarized with the teams and players.
Before we end stream, like I said, turn MVPs are Alchemist, Dylan, and Nat. Honorable mention goes to Strozel. This has been Spellbound versus, or not Spell. Why do I get that name stuck in my Sandbagging Smurfs versus Diving Phoenix? It'd be like that, but it was 3-1. So I hope everyone has a good night, and we had the next. I want to say the next one will be. When is the next one? The next stream will be.
Eventually.
Eventually. Let's see. Let me take a quick look real quick. I don't. It looks like the next one will be Thursday. At 8:30 p.m. EST or 7:30 p.m. EST will be Prestigious Noob versus Pizza Planet, and Tier 2 will be. It looks like. Yeah, that's it. could be wrong. Yep, nope, that's it. It's just Pizza Planet versus Prestigious Noobs, so. Goodbye. Have a good night, everyone.